I read a story the other day that broke me about a man, a bricklayer, Lukman Adeyemi also, who spent 24 years in jail for a crime he did not commit. It was a murder crime. According to him, he escorted his friend to the station regarding the issue, to give moral support. Say that they ask for your friend, you just follow them, go station, that kind of thing. And that was how police arrested him. And he spent 24 years in prison. 24 years. As a matter of fact, the real culprits were later arrested and sent to prison, yet he was not released. Him and his friend were not released. I have a problem with all of the things that already happened to him, you know, but it is not also unheard of for people to be paying for a crime they did not commit. It's not unheard of. It happens all over the way. Say, especially in this dispensation, when you complain about anything, they will tell you it also happens in America. Complain about the price of fuel, they will tell you how much Americans are paying for fuel. You complain about hunger, terrorism, they will still point out places it's happening, no problem. So let us just follow that roadmap. Let's follow. Let's keep saying that. So yes, it is not the only. Nigeria is not the only place where people pay for things, spend time in prison for crimes they did not commit. But here's my problem with all of these things. In those other countries that we mentioned, when it is now it when it is obvious that when it is been proven that somebody went to jail for a crime they did not commit, one of the things that happen is that the detectives, the police officers who worked that case and sent that person to jail, they are now investigated. And other cases, similar cases they have also worked on, is also looked into. Because fact is, if they sent an innocent man to prison on this one, then chances are they have also been doing the same with other cases that they have worked on. But I have checked all over the internet. I'm not a professional researcher, but I know my way around the internet. So I have searched to know where that kind of thing was mentioned, like a kind of okay. So now that it has happened, I have checked and I can't hear anything. I can't. I was not able to see anywhere anything was mentioned about these officers. So, which means that now that this Lukman has been released, there may actually be thousands of others who are still in prison for crimes they did not commit. And the heartbreaking one is even that you have already caught the people that did it. You've caught the people that did it. So how hard can it then be to now release this one? Now that you have found out that okay, they are that innocence they have been claiming, they're actually innocent. How hard can it be? And this is very, very unfortunate. And I keep saying this, that the main problem with our country, the main problem with Nigeria is not even that there is corruption. The main problem is not even that there is, people just do as they like. The major problem is that people don't pay a price. That there is no consequence for corruption. There's no consequence. Because it will be understandable if what we are hearing now, that okay, and justice on the part of Lukman, that okay, the policemen who did not heed to all your claim of innocence, who did not try to investigate, and even when it was not evident that you are innocent, who did not make any move to release you, that these persons have been fired, these persons have been prosecuted. That would be justice to the man. That would be justice. And another thing I have not also heard is compensation, government compensation. It is government fault that this guy spent years in prison for a crime he did not commit. It is government fault. But we just have this attitude of not compensate. We don't compensate people that, You know, if in fact, go and thank your God. In fact, even the young man himself, he's not even, he's just happy that he has gone home. That's, you know, so nobody is even thinking about compensating him. He just wasted 24 years of it. He was 26 when he was incarcerated. Now he's 20, now 24 years later, 24 years, 2 decades stolen from him. No compensation, no compensation, no nothing. We can't continue like this. We can't continue like now. Tell me why these officers will do better next time. Tell me why. Since there is no punishment, since there is no consequence for their actions, tell me why they will do anything different. And that is why even pre-ensigns era, you hear, I go shoot you and nothing will happen. And you think that the person is just saying words. He's not saying words. He will shoot you, Oga, and nothing will still happen. Because that man don't see people where they shoot and nothing happen. How do you send a man for 24 years in prison for a crime he did not commit? And this is reminding me of the other case that what is it called, the mechanic who the carpenter who was arrested in Abuja, and so somebody was saying the guy had narrated his life story within 1 minute, you know. And when he had the time to speak to press, the guy was talking. That's it. He is really willing to say anything to show that he's innocent of what they were accusing him of. And now it now got me thinking, if this guy can say so much in 1 minute, imagine how much he has tried to explain to police all through the night from the moment they got him. And such police officers, they didn't care to listen to him. They didn't care. What does it profit them to arrest a young man who is doing legitimate work and they put him in prison? What does it profit them? And nobody, even when the press themselves, even when they are asking questions, they don't even ask these questions. Who are the officers that did this arrest? You go and interview them. If the government will not punish them, at least you show them. Let everybody, let their family members know that they are sending innocent persons to prison. This is not acceptable. And sometimes we don't talk about this enough, and it just keeps happening. And if it can happen to Lukman, forget say he's a bricklayer, it can happen to you. It can happen to your children. It can happen to your neighbors. It can happen to anybody. You get it? It can happen to anybody. This is sad. This is sad. We need, as a matter of fact, to start. A lot of things happen most times. You see, policemen are caught on camera doing one thing or the other. Then the spokesman of police will come on Twitter and be talking about how that they have been dealt with. The police officers involved have been arrested. So what happens to them after that? What happens to them? We need to do better. We need to do better. We really need to do better. 24 years in prison for a crime he knew nothing about.